You all know this man, Bill Hazelwood, the voice of the Carolinas, a legend in combat sports as well as professional wrestling. Anything that's out there to be commentated on, this man has done it, and we're happy to talk to him right now. How you doing, Bill? Looks like you got that arm a little bit mashed up, but we're going to jump into that. You feeling all right, or probably a little bit angry, it looks like?
Well as can be expected, Colin. I appreciate you having me on because it is what it is, and I'll get into it here in a second.
Absolutely. So I know this has been a rough year for our friend Matthew Granahan, losing two of his closest friends in Stephan Bonner, the UFC legend, and Laurent, also, who is a personality here on Hannibal TV, also with his good friend Phil Baroni being in Mexican prison, and Matthew being the point man on that case. So a lot of stressful things in his life. And not that I'm trying to justify what he did to you, Bill, but this has been a rough year for Matthew. That's all I can think of as far as to explain what he did, going off on a good friend and then severely injuring your arm. What's your thought about that? And does that make sense to you as far as what could cause this, or do you have other thoughts?
Well, I've kind of thought about that too. First of all, Colin, I've been doing this for 22 years. That's why I'm the voice of the Carolinas. I've done pro wrestling, MMA, cage fighting, tough man, boxing, worked with some of the biggest stars in the world. And I'm certainly not here to insult anybody's intelligence on pro wrestling, okay? Because everybody knows what it is. I mean, Vince McMahon exposed the business decades ago. It's entertainment. But also what happened Saturday night has happened before in the world of pro wrestling. Matt Granahan went off script. Matt Granahan went into business for himself. I mean, we talked about what we were supposed to do, and what I try to do when we do a spot or whatever in an interview is kind of follow them, lead with them or whatever. And what he was supposed to do was smack me upside the head with an open hand, and I took what's called an ass bump and cower away because I'm a 61-year-old announcer that had a heart attack 3 years ago. Got a stent put in, and I take 12 medications a day. So, I figured I could take that. And to be quite honest with you, I had to go back and look at the video. I did, because I think at one time I passed out. I looked at the video, and hell, I was just stunned that, he put some kind of hammerlock thing on me or whatever. And, I was screaming, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Because that wasn't certainly part of the plan by no damn stretch of imagination. I felt this enormous pain in my shoulder, and looking at the video, then he put his knee behind my neck, and I passed out, and I was laying there, and then finally came to, and the referees came to, and I sat up, and I really wasn't concerned about my arm, which I have a hairline crack right here. I think it's called the ulna or something or another. There's the radius, I think, or the small one right here, in my shoulder. And then I don't know if you can see this or not, because I can't move this damn thing. I got a broke pinky. Okay. I really wasn't concerned too much about that because I was bleeding. And when I had my heart attack and they put me on blood thinners, they told me if you've ever been in an accident, car wreck, whatever, if you're not bleeding, go to the hospital because you can bleed internally. So that was my main concern in the back. And the second thing main concern was, Matt to come up and say, "Hey man, things got a little out of control. Are you okay or whatever?" I looked around, that son of a bitch was gone. Okay. He got in his car and left. So I spit up blood for about 30 or 40 minutes, panicking like hell. Then my girlfriend finally convinced me to go to the doctor, and $6,242 later, at our great American medical system of x-rays and all that stuff and everything, in the emergency room, I got the diagnosis. So you're supposed to be able to work with guys that you can trust your life with. Now, and the other thing is, I hadn't heard a damn word from him. I haven't. He hadn't called me, hadn't texted me, hadn't sent a carrier pigeon. I got to sleep with this thing on. I've got a sponge or a foam thing that they've given me that I raise up my arm and sleep on my back. And I can't sleep on my back. I sleep on my side. So I'm sleeping 30, 40 minutes at a time. It's a bunch of bullshit is what it is. But, going into business for yourself is not right.
Yeah.
It's just not right. I know he's had some problems, you know, and I just want to give him the benefit of the doubt, or I thought I did, or maybe I still will. I don't know, but you know, this shit ain't right. I mean, it's just not. You can't entertain fans and give fans their money's worth with guys that are dangerous. Because Matt Granahan, Division I wrestler, MMA fighter in the Florida MMA Hall of Fame, advanced training from Gene LaBelle. There's a video out there of him and Phil Baroni, who, like you said, is in the damn Mexican prison for murder. They're laughing that Matt went to a wrestling school or an MMA school in Charlotte and stretched the damn instructor. So that's how dangerous he is. And I looked at the video and it didn't look that bad, but I showed it to a friend of mine, Rodney Wallace. He does MMA shows in Charlotte. He actually fought several times back in the day in the UFC. And he explained to me, said, you don't understand people that are trained and are dangerous like Matt. You know, he said, again, I can't do shit with my right arm and I'm right-handed. The way he turned my hand skyward, that the pressure that it put on my wrist and my elbow and all that stuff. And then, like I said, when I found out my finger was broken, I think he that let me know that he did the shit intentionally. I think that let me know that for whatever reason he's lost his damn mind or did whatever he's done is it's just uncalled for. I mean, it just really is.
It really is a shame because he's known as a good guy, and I don't know, something must have really bothered him. You know, it's been a kind of a pressure cooker in the whole country here, I think, since the pandemic started, and now even with it, you know, being ended for most intents and purposes, it's a pressure cooker. A lot of people are on their last nerve, and then with his friends dying and Bill being in prison, that's all I could think of. But that's a disaster. And this was actually caught on tape for the event, and it's on Hannibal TV. Let everyone know, what was the name of that event and where was that when this happened?
Well, it was at a beautiful location in Welford, South Carolina. If you look at it, and you know, I'll tell you a little bit about that little location. That's actually set up, and of course, everybody laughs until they see this $40,000 setup in this guy's backyard. Yeah. He probably has the greatest setup in the indie world. Everything's paid for. It's a 30 by 30 concrete pad, a high spots ring, all paid for. He has a stage that we were on for the wrestlers to come out and then bands perform. And, you know, it's an intimate setting, and it was great. And it was wonderful. And it was a great show right up till this shit happened, you know. So I didn't get to see the last half of the show. But again, the thing that pissed me off, I go back there and goes, "Where's Matt?" Yeah. And they look around and said, "Well, he got in his car and he left." I mean, this is bullshit, man. I mean, I just hate to say this, and you know, maybe we, you know, are we live? I mean, I don't know, but I'm just pissed. I'm just beyond pissed with what I am, and I can't do anything. I mean, again, I'm 61 years old. I'm a great grandfather. You know, shit, I ain't got one foot in the grave, but you know, I'm in the graveyard walking around, and he's a damn MMA fighter, trained killer. You know, picking on the damn easiest guy in the room. You know, to go off script, which again has happened a lot. But I never, ever thought it would happen to me. I really didn't.
No, it's unfortunate. You'd hate to see that have happen to Gene Okerlund or Gordon Soley in wrestling, or a commentator, or Michael Buffer, Bruce Buffer. It's just a disaster. I'm really sorry that happened to Bill. I don't know what Matthew was thinking, but we're going to leave it at this because it speaks for itself. Anyone's asking if you provoked him here and there, I don't think that's the issue here. I think there's just no reason, and it seems to me, that he would have attacked you or hurt you or respected an announcer like this. And so it's going to be interesting to get to the bottom of this, but damn sure sorry this happened. Bill, I really appreciate the time. I think we'll wrap it up here, man, and hope you heal up and get some rest, man. That's not a good thing. And then I really appreciate you being willing to come out here.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Matt Granahan, there's nothing I can do to you. I mean, there's not. You would kill me, okay? In a fight, okay? But you call yourself the king of Connecticut and the suntan Superman and all. Here's the key, okay? I'm gonna leave it at this. Karma's a bitch, okay? And I think you're the suntan son of a bitch. That's what I think. I think that's what it is. You should have called me. You should have checked on me. From my aspect, you're a piece of trash. That's what I think.
Fair enough. Absolutely. I don't think people can argue with that. It'll be interesting to see what Matthew says in response. Bill Hazelwood, appreciate your time, my friend, and thank you so much for jumping on here and being willing to tell all of us your side of the story.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And everyone, hope you enjoy. This will be up on Hannibal TV. And appreciate everyone following us. And this will be a thing to continue on and follow the story here, see where it goes. Both companies get straight out. That's about it. Appreciate you guys, and we'll leave it at that. Thanks, Bill. Great talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Twitter at the